Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, play. So we got subunit here. JK, Jin, and RM. Can I just say we needed this? There was less Jin, I think, overall on this album than some of the other people. This needed to happen where he was going to have the chance to like kind of like stand solo in a group, a subunit of 3 people rather than 7, so he has a chance to show off his voice a little bit more. God, RM's his rap style, it sounds so like round, you know what I mean? Like it all feels so connected to itself, like one word into the next one, like bubbles. You know, like when one hits into the next one, it almost becomes like a bigger bubble. That probably makes no sense to anybody except for the people that are living in my head. I swear there's not people living in my head, it's just me and my friends. Let's just keep going.
Wherever you are, I know you'll always stay.
Whoa. Did not. Whoa. What is going on? Alright. Wow. That build-up was something, man. That build-up was... I had no idea where it was going. The way that they set it up was so different than the way that you normally build up into a drop for like an EDM beat that this is. That was like... It felt like the song had no EDM in it originally, and then they just like kind of suddenly threw some into there when the pre-chorus began, and it like totally threw me off. I think I need to hear it again because I wasn't ready for that. We're getting like it's quiet right now, like it's physically getting louder. It's not like they're building it up by speed, by tempo. It's literally volume. Now we change the beat completely and start doing this fade in, fade out sound. This beat is so different. Now we're going into the regular 8th notes. Super interesting way to get into here. I'm not sure how I feel about it with the song yet, so I'm gonna reserve judgment until the song is completed. But this one might be a little bit too EDM for me. But Jin's vocals sound great. I'm digging that. I like this part a lot better than the previous part. Woo! Now we got RM rapping over a brand new beat. Ooh. Dude, okay. Listen, I'm liking it more and more as it's going because I'm noticing now with that change that it's not just they're trying to do something different for the pre-chorus. The whole song has this totally different vibe to it because listen to the transition from just his rap part right here where he's rapping over this really thick bass and still has kind of like an EDM feel, but it's a rap part, and then it changes and like the bass like really dies out and the guitar comes back in like a totally different song. Bass, right? The bass is thick here. It's all about that's what's carrying him through here. Now we got an acoustic guitar. Okay, we're back at the pre-chorus, right? That second verse was really interesting. Way different than the first verse. The way that they're utilizing the instrumentation, they're taking a lot of risks here, and I was wary about it at first, but I'm appreciating the risk-taking now as the song develops. Wow, that drum change really throws me off right there. It's definitely like a let's raise the roof in the club type of. I mean, raise the roof. I'm gonna stop talking before I really show my age. This second part of the chorus also is like super catchy. Woo! Jin going real high there, nice. You know, wow, and it ends with a piano too. Wow. That one was very unique. So the last thing I could say about that song is it was boring. It was not boring at all. It kept me guessing. I had no idea what was going to happen next. And while it was a very EDM heavy song, some of the parts of it were like ballads. You know what I mean? Like, and there's 2 rap verses in it too. So like an EDM song with 2 rap verses and like random ballad parts. It's so interesting to think, like, I never would have been able to put this together, like writing wise. I never would have been able to like think of this myself. But that does conclude the album B. So my thoughts on it. Overall, big fan of the retro vibe. That kind of like stuck around for the most part throughout most of the songs. Some of them were like really heavily retro, and some of them just had elements of it kind of woven into it. But the whole concept behind it, you know, that nostalgic vibe, plus like the really heartfelt lyrics, the subunits coming together, and like the duets that they had, you know, the harmonizations in parts. Like, I just thought that everything felt and blended really, really well together as like an 8-song project that this is. I thought it was really, really excellent. And I liked this 8-song project more than I liked the full album that they dropped earlier this year. I don't know what I gave the last one. I don't remember. But I know that I'm going to give this an 8.75. I am a big fan of how connected I felt to the members while they were singing the songs, and I'm a big fan of some of the writing decisions that they made. The only things that brought me down a little bit on this album was that there was no like heavy hitter, you know, sort of like mic drop style song on the album, which is my personal favorite type of BTS song usually. It's either that or like they're really slow, like acoustic style songs. I really like the 2 opposites basically. But this album didn't really have one of those. I guess you could say that that last one, what was it called? Disease, I think. I guess you could say it kind of had that feeling, but it was pretty tame in comparison. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that's lowering the points at all. If there was one of those songs on this album, I think it would have broken a 9 for me. But lyrically and just like the sense of like connection and emotion that I got out of it, which is like a massive part of being able to you know, stan a group or just feel like they are a part of your lives versus just being sounds that you hear It's a big part of that, and I thought that they knocked it out of the park in that front. I really felt like we were getting very specifically personalized messages from each person when they were singing. So I'm going Disease 1. Am I going Disease 1? Yeah, I'm going Disease 1, Fly to My Room 2, Dynamite 3, Life Goes On 4, Blue and Gray 5, Telepathy 6, and Stay 7. And the two at the top are definitely Disease and Fly to My Room. Anyway, I'm done. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Annyeong.